What's up, guys? So today's gonna be a more fun type of video. We're not actually repairing some stuff. We're actually doing some fun little mods to the car. Finally have fixed a lot of stuff on this thing, so we can actually not worry about stuff not working, and we can just have some fun with it. So today we're gonna be doing 5 super cheap mods to the Celica, like basically 20-ish bucks and under, 15. We're in the realm of around 10 bucks. If you're doing this yourself, it'll probably be more because I kind of got lucky on the stuff I bought. But I will share all the prices of the stuff. So, disclaimer before we do stuff. Since we're doing stuff that's like so cheap, it's really small things basically. And and I know everyone might not consider these as mods, but there's still things that you can do to your car to make it a little bit nicer, a little bit more unique. So, with that out of the way, we're gonna be starting off in the interior. Number 1, the shift knob. That's out of the way. So the shift knob is like one of those things you always are touching, and you want that to be a nice thing. So you can get longer shift knobs, wider, skinnier, weighted knobs, and I've always heard that weighted shift knobs can really increase the feeling or make it better, smoother going through the gears. Now I actually really like my stock shift knob, so I'm not gonna change it, but you can get shift knobs, like used shift knobs off Facebook for like 10, 20, 30 bucks. You can get slightly nicer shift knobs from 50 to 100.
Alright, let's pause for a moment. I know, this seems really stupid not having a shift knob, even though I'm saying that's my first mod. So, while editing this, I realized that, and I went out and I bought a shift knob off of Facebook for 10 bucks. It looks pretty nice. It's like this silver, like aluminum weighted shift knob. It feels good in my hand, and I'm gonna put it in another video. But I just want to show a picture to prove my point that you can get one for cheap.
And I will get one eventually, but right now I just don't have any spare money. And also, this shift knob is in pretty good shape. If this was worn out, I would change it immediately, but it's still in good shape, so I'm leaving it. Along with the shift knob, I would say the shift boot is another thing you can do. Now this, we have a different one. This is an aftermarket shift boot, and it says Bride, and it's got this red stitching, and I really like how this looks. I think from factory, the Celicas have like a leather or a black leather shift boot, and I have never seen one of them in good condition in any Celica I've ever looked at. They've always been very raggedy, ripped up, and like the leather was peeling off because it's not real leather. I think it's like vinyl. So that's mod number 1, shift knob and shift boot. It's also super easy to change these. You just have to turn it counterclockwise. Now if you're buying a shift knob, make sure that it comes with the right thread or an adapter for the right thread. And if you're changing out your shift boot, you just take the knob off, and in Celicas it's super easy. You just pop up this trim. Just like that. You have to unplug the cigarette lighter, and then this just slides off. And underneath, let's see, can I show it without unplugging? So right here, this bar. Now this bar just slides out of place, and then the fabric will be free. And then you place your new fabric, slide this bar back in. It's a square bar that goes all the way around. Slide it back into place, and then that's all you need to do the shift boot. And then shift knob back on. This is a super easy thing you could change. I also want to mention that the order that I'm doing this in is just whatever I feel is the easiest for me to get done. So it's not in like what is the best or what is the cheapest, it's just what I feel like doing first. These shift boots I did get this with the car, so I didn't have to buy it, so it's free for me basically. But I did look up online how much they go for, and you can get this type of shift boot for about 10 bucks off of eBay. So next we're gonna have vinyl. This is kind of anticlimactic since I already have it in the car, but vinyl wrapping your interior is a great option if you want to change the color inside, or if you don't like your original color, like I did. If you remember, my center dash used to be painted red and it looked horrendous, so I stripped the paint and wrapped it in this carbon vinyl. Now, you know, some people are gonna say it's kind of tacky, but I like this a lot better than what it was before. This vinyl wrap only cost me about, I think, $12 off of Amazon for a roll which was 1 foot by 5 feet. And it's been about a year since I put this vinyl in, and vinyl typically lasts about 2 years, and it still looks really good other than the dust. I just haven't cleaned this car in a while, but I'd say it still looks pretty good. It has started to peel up right here around the clock because I stretched it really badly, but I'm gonna trim this off. But yeah, that's mod number 2. So for mod number 3, we're moving on to the engine bay. I like to keep my engine bay pretty clean, at least just the covers. But it's pretty dull. The intake looks pretty cool, but the rest is just kind of dark plastic. So I got an oil filter cap. These are TRD oil filter caps. They're probably not genuine, but they are solid aluminum, billet aluminum, I believe. And they look and feel really nice. I bought these both for $10 off of Facebook. So, super great deal. So I'm going to be using the silver one. It's the one I like more. It does have a bit of residue on it because it's just been sitting around. And they were used in someone else's engine, but only for a short time. So this is like literally easy as changing a light bulb. Just unscrew your original cap, and this does have a rubber seal around it, so you don't need to transfer that from the old one or anything. Just slap it on there. Look really carefully. It's nice, I like it. So threads right on. Maybe I can move this sticker around, but I don't think so. But yeah, it's just a nice thing to dress up the engine bay a little bit. We also have this black one, which seems to be in a little bit better condition. I might use this on a different car. Maybe I'll sell it, but I'm just going to hold on to it for now. Right, onto mod number 4. And it's this. This is tin. This is headlight tin, technically. I mean, you can use it on your headlights or whatever, but we're going to be using this on our fog lights. If you remember in that last, not the last vid, but the vid we went to the junkyard, we also got these fog lights at the same time that we got that steering wheel. So before putting them on the car, I want to put this yellow tint on there, because I kind of like how yellow tint looks like on fog lights. This tint, I got it off Amazon for, I think, maybe 11 bucks. Yeah, there's the sides. Definitely enough for these 2 little fog lights. Before putting it on, we gotta clean up the lights. Gotta polish this up. We'll sand it first, wet sand it, and then polish it. So I've polished up these lights as best as I could, but they're still not super clear. They're actually not very clear at all. They're very hazy still because it's super pitted. Because these fog lights are actually glass. They're not plastic. They are solid glass. So I don't know how to get these out. I don't know if it's possible. It's better than what it was. It definitely looked a little bit nicer. But I guess this is the best I can do right now. So here's the tint. We've got heat gun right here. In case we need it, we probably will. I actually have no idea how easy or hard this is going to be. It shouldn't be that hard. It's pretty thick material. I know one side has like a layer of protective film. So let's start like by cutting out a section. How long is this? Alright, that's the whole thing. I can't find any of my nice knives, so I'm just using this blade. So we've got a square. I've already cleaned off these surfaces with alcohol. I guess I can do it again since they've been touching them. Okay, I made a mistake. This side is not the sticky side. This is the protective side. So this is going to be the outside. There's a super thin layer of plastic on the back, and this is the side that's sticky. So I feel like I should heat this up first. I'm so unsure. Okay, we're gonna heat this up first. Okay, so I finished just one side, and this took a lot longer than I thought it would. It's kind of hard wrapping something this shape. You know, if it was flat, that would be pretty easy, but this has a very tall bulge. So I had to stretch it a lot, and this material didn't really like that. Or, I mean, it's fine material, I just suck at wrapping. But I think it turned out pretty well. I like the color. It's super rough around the edges. It might peel off in the heat, I don't know. If it does, I have a ton more material. Yeah. Looks pretty cool though. Here's a before and after. I think it helped it look more clear as well, which is nice. And there we go. Second one is done. This one was a bit easier to do, but still really tricky. And I left a lot more material around the outside so that it can hopefully grab better and not peel up. But it probably will peel up eventually. But for now, I'd say this looks pretty cool. I like this. We're gonna install this right now. We're gonna install it in like a different video, because these brackets need some work and the light bulbs themselves. But yeah, these housings, I think they look cool in yellow. Okay, so for number 5, the last item, it's gonna be what I think is the hardest to do for me personally. And you can see we're in the interior again, so maybe you can guess. You have 5 seconds to guess. Okay. It's the steering wheel. Now you're probably thinking, what? Steering wheels are expensive. How is that a cheap mod? Well, it depends, right? If you're going for an aftermarket wheel, then yes, that can cost maybe like $100 or even more. But let's say you just want to slightly upgrade your stock wheel. You can get it upholstered, you know, leather wrapped, Alcantara wrapped, suede wrapped. You could do it yourself at home, or you can go out and take it to a place that will do it for you. Of course, taking it somewhere would cost more, but if you bought the fabric and did it yourself, it would be super cheap. The route I took was, initially, I was going to buy fabric and wrap this wheel in leather because I really like how leather wheels feel. And currently this is like just bare, whatever this rubbery material is that's just on what wheels are made out of. It feels okay, you know, it's alright, but leather would be nicer, for my opinion. I found this steering wheel. I think you can remember I made a video about that junkyard haul. This is a factory leather wheel out of a Celica GTS, and it's in really good shape. It has a couple scratches on the bottom, and the tops right here and right here, they're a little bit scorched from being in the sun, and it's lifting a little bit, but some super glue can hold that down, and the rest I can just kind of live with. But it's a really nice wheel. It's a little tricky because you have to remove the wheel to swap it. If you were just wrapping the wheel, you could leave it on the car and just wrap it while sitting in here. But to remove it, we got to take out the airbag. First, we got to turn off the battery by disconnecting it. But then, the really hard bit is getting the wheel off of the column. These wheels are on there like ridiculously hard. You'd have to like bang on them and just pull on them until they come loose. Now, when I took off this wheel in the junkyard, that took me like a solid half hour of just yanking. And I was really like panicking because the yard was gonna close soon. So I just was going crazy yanking on this thing. People were walking by and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to get this wheel." And they were like, "Oh, okay." It was kind of funny. But yeah, let's get to it. First, we gotta disconnect the battery. So, okay, we've disconnected the battery, and you should leave it disconnected for, I think, at least a half hour. I ended up leaving it the rest of the night. I had some stuff to do. So it's the next morning, and we're gonna finish this. So first, we gotta take out the airbag, and there's 2 screws. One in this hole, and there's the same on the other side. And it should be a T30 bit. Now, these things take a long time to turn, and that's because they have like a clip that holds the bolt into the wheel. So it's gonna feel like they keep turning forever, and they don't come out. This is really annoying. Where is this one? I should straighten this wheel out. Okay, this is pretty tough with just a screwdriver. This is just a regular bit. I don't have a thing that fits onto a wrench. I mean, I probably do. I just can't find it right now. So. Oh, okay. No, I broke the handle.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Okay, so I found my 1/4 inch, what is it? Yeah, 1/4 inch bit, and I just put on an extension, so all these bits will fit. This type of bit will always fit into a 1/4 inch socket, so good to have one. I'm still sad about my screwdriver though. I managed to get one side done, but not the other. There we go. Yeah, way easier with the socket and the wrench. So I think the best way to do this is to keep unscrewing while keeping a little bit of tension, like this way, on the airbag. Okay, it just fell out of place, so. Okay, cool. So. Oh, okay. Just one clip for the airbag. We're gonna reuse this, so we're just gonna set it aside carefully. And I'm gonna bring in the other wheel real quick. Just making sure it looks the same. And it does. There's just one clip for the cruise control, and then there's the clip for the airbag, and the airbag clip is attached, like this yellow wire. This is attached to the clock thing, whatever that's called. Clock spring, right. I did not buy the clock spring that was on the car that this wheel came from, just because I thought I didn't need it, and I still don't think I do. I should be able to reuse the one I have here. I probably should have grabbed it just in case, but oh well. So now there's just a 19 mil socket right here that we have to get off. I'm gonna make sure this is really centered. Right, so I'm using this breaker bar and a 19. It would be a lot easier to use like a gun, like an impact gun, but I do not have one. So, okay. That was a lot easier than I expected, actually. In the junkyard, it was like super hard. Now the really fun part, trying to pull this off. Let's just get to it. Okay, so while taking a break, I remembered that I recently bought a rubber mallet. So maybe I could use this to help. Oh! I think we just got it. I should mark this. I should mark. I'm gonna get a Sharpie real quick. this looks way better already. Like, this is really cool. I still need to clean it up, but we can do that later. So this is the plug for the cruise control. Okay, so now we're gonna torque down the center nut. So I've got my torque wrench. It's actually my friend's torque wrench, and I've read that it should be between 30 and 35 in general, and then some people said specifically for this car it's 37. So I'm gonna do 35. There we go. Finally it clicked. Before putting in the airbag, I want to try swapping this logo because they come out just as clips, and this one's a little bit nicer. A lot of people swap these in with like the TRD badge, but I like the Toyota badge. Got super thin screwdriver, and I think the best way is to like, there's 4 clips on the 4 corners, so I think the best way is to like try and put the screwdriver where the clip is and get it underneath and push on the clip. There we go. Old one out. The old one was like starting to oxidize a little bit. Hard to see, but like the silver part has like these weird dots in them. And also it just has some small scratches, but this one has like almost nothing wrong with it. Okay, now we can connect the airbag. Hooray, it didn't blow up in my face. So much nicer, look at this. Still need to bolt on the airbag, so let's get to that. Well, that was it. That was the 5 things that we did to the Celica for dirt cheap. And I actually have one more thing. Here's item number 6, the bonus item. This is a horn off of a Lexus LS430. You're thinking, what's the big deal with this? Well, almost all of the Lexus and Toyota horns from the early 2000s can be swapped, and the horns off of the Lexuses are way bigger than the stock horns on Celicas. The horns on the Celicas are like very quiet, and they're like a quarter of the size of those horns. So if you just plug these in, you'll get a much deeper and louder tone, and I think it sounds way better. Also, I decided to do this because my horn isn't working at all right now. It just died. It just makes a small beep. Very sad. But we're not going to install this in this video. We're going to do it in a later video because I'm trying to make this its own thing. But yeah, this is very cheap. This was like, I can't even remember, but it was like probably $10 for just 2 horns. Literally they all just plug in. It's a great mod. Got it from the junkyard. And yeah. Now that's gonna be it for this video, for real this time. If you enjoyed it, you know, watch my other stuff. Comment, I appreciate it. If you made it this far, I'm shocked. But yeah, that's gonna be it. See ya.